Hello, hello! Today we will be talking about more Modern Warfare Remastered challenge guide type stuff. I have some good ideas for challenge guides, but before making those dedicated guides for individual challenges, wanted to try something different today and take a moment to go through looking at all of the challenges, identifying some difficult ones, and giving a ton of really tiny tips and tricks instead of one big one. There will be timestamps for certain challenges and main concepts in the description. On top of going through them all, basically just gonna give very general abstract challenge hunting advice. Something you might not see anyone do, and probably something you never thought to find a guide for because you either figured out a challenge completion strategy on your own, or more likely you aren't as obsessed about the challenges as I am, and maybe this video won't turn out to be that helpful. It is kind of a weird one. If that's the case, either way I'll have some more standard challenge guides soon. Anyway, in this video, time to identify some limiting factor challenges that you should be aware of early on in the game if you're going for that 100% completion, or at least close to the 100%. The true 100% of this game isn't going to be as easy as Black Ops 3, because I'm pretty sure it includes the Prestige tab, and getting all the way up here through 20 Prestiges and 1,000 levels really will be something. Like I said in the camo video, I guess we'll be playing Modern Warfare for the next 9 years all over again. So I mentioned limiting factor challenges, and that's probably somewhat self-explanatory, but I wanted to go over what I mean by that because I feel like I've always been alluding to it in a camo guide or a challenge guide videos. I might say something like, you don't need to think about the hipfire kills camo or the slide kills, because the double kills are really the limiting factor here, which obviously means I don't need to give advice on how to get the hipfire or slide kills, because you will naturally complete those without thinking about them before you end up passively completing the double kills challenge. So that's the one thing you should be thinking about and actively trying to complete. Thinking back to all of Black Ops 3, for example, it turned out one big tough challenge that you really had to focus on was the 5 clutch medals, those damn ninja diffuses, but the ultimate limiting factor challenge for me turned out to be the 10 mothership support gunner kills. That was the one thing that remained uncompleted after everything else fell into place. Well then, I thought I should go through the challenges of this game and find challenges like that will take a really long time to complete, maybe because they require a lot of planning, or they require a very lucky situation that you should always be on the lookout for, or some things are often easier to complete on certain maps or game modes, so you can always be working towards them whenever you're playing that map or mode. Like to maximize your efficiency while going for some of these game mode challenges, if you're doing a bunch of stuff in headquarters, it might be good to find some other challenges that benefit from that mode. And this general theory ties back to the MWR camo guide video, where I said how I always have a shotgun class ready for every time shipment comes up, because it sucks to run around with shotguns on many of the more large and open maps in this game. It makes sense to get that shotgun grind in whenever shipment comes up. Now let us begin at boot camp and we can take a look at some of these challenges. Pretty much everything in boot camp though is something that will happen naturally with time, no need to worry about them. I guess if you never regularly shoot down helicopters, you will need to do that 100 times, and I talked for 18 goddamn minutes somehow about the most effective way to do that, so you can check that out. The only other one here that will probably lag behind if you don't try to get any of these done is goodbye. That might be your limiting challenge, because we generally try to avoid falling 30 feet or more to our death, so doing that 25 times probably won't happen unless you try to do it. If you want to knock out this challenge, it isn't hard, obviously, you just need a map that allows you to do it. It's very convenient all over Pipeline now that we have all the maps, but even with the 10 that were originally in the remaster, obviously the super tall rooftop on Crash will work. I think you can jump down the well on District, you can also jump off a rooftop on Overgrown, or the one I used was right here on Backlot. If you jump from the second floor, or I suppose the first floor in the UK, whatever, you get what I'm saying, there's a video on the screen for a reason. If you jump from up there all the way down to the basement, that will be far enough. Also worth noting, if you just drop down one floor and then drop down again like that, that should help you with the base jump challenge. That'll go really quick, but again, earning that one isn't a problem. In the game modes here, I couldn't find any one challenge to focus on. You basically just have to focus on all of them individually because they just require playing and winning different game modes. You simply have to mix up what you play and do it a lot. I haven't played much Team Deathmatch, but I find it really weird that you only have to win 30 games of TDM, the most common and populated mode. Meanwhile, you need to win 100 games of Headquarters, a game where there's always less than 5% playing. If I had any tip for this category, it's that you might want to try out these lower population modes during double XP weekends. We finally got the first one not too long ago. Infinite Warfare seems to get one every week, but they finally showed some love to MWR. Anyway, double XP weekends tend to get more people playing than usual, obviously, and that can help you get into better matches. Onto Killer and Humiliation now. They kind of blend together, it seems, like Stun Veteran is in Killer, but Flashbang Veteran is in Humiliation. Claymore and RPG multi-kills are in Killer, but C4 multi-kills are in Humiliation. I really don't know why. The Claymores are unlocked after those two things. Anyway, there definitely are some challenges you should keep an eye on in here, like for example, all those multi-kill challenges I just mentioned. I always ask myself two main questions when looking at a challenge. Is this easier to complete in hardcore, or is this easier to complete on Shipment? Shipment is such a unique map, of course. It's terrible, it really is, but you can't deny that it's a huge help for many of these challenges and for quick XP gain. These double kill challenges you really want to be working on every time a Shipment game comes up. Do not waste your time going for them on any other map, you're just not going to have a fun time. Obviously it can happen on other maps, especially if you're playing a game mode where people group up, but your odds are not anywhere near as good and you'll be wasting a lot of time getting frustrated. You might think Headquarters Shipment would be your best bet, but I don't find that working any better, strangely. I've played quite a bit of Headquarters now, and it just feels like I get shut down faster at every turn, like everyone is using better guns and trying harder, and I have no time to be throwing my C4s around. I still prefer Domination for XP as well, because nearly every kill is doubled from all the attacker and defender bonuses. Yeah, challenges like these are why I can't care about my stats. I really did want to this time around. I thought this will be the game where I try to hold like a 2 KD, even if that means a lot of using the M16. Nope, my inner challenge hunter took over, so even if I go 20-2 a few games in a row, one game on Shipment where I'm running around with only a Claymore in my hand will throw all that out the window, going 30-90, with most of those 30 kills coming from Martyrdom grenades. Feels bad. Well, that is definitely the way to get your equipment double kills done. Even with Shipment, though, Claymore double kills are pretty annoying planting all those down without dying. MG Master is another tough one, I think. Keep that one in mind at all times, so if you get on a map with a well-positioned MMG, consider going for that 5 kill streak. Might make an entire guide on that one when I learn more about it, what counts for it, what doesn't, and go through every map with a mounted gun. Also, Misery Loves Company is a good one to keep in the back of the mind too. If you find a camper who's not moving at all, not paying attention to anything, that might be a good time to just get it done, cook a grenade to kill yourself and him. All these think fast direct impact challenges are pretty uncommon occurrences as well. You're nearly guaranteed to complete all the special grenade veteran challenges before getting these ones done, but I wouldn't really consider them limiting factor challenges because they're tough, but with the right strategy you can focus on them and complete them fairly quickly. They aren't things where you realize you haven't done them yet at Prestige 18 and think, oh damn, these are going to take ages, I wish I started sooner. I might do some research into those as well and do a better guide on them, but as we look at the perks, we arrive at really the biggest reason I wanted to make this video. There are some perfect examples of limiting factor challenges in here that I think you should prepare for early. Some of these are just easy, like stopping power. Some of these you have to focus on doing, like with Overkill, and it isn't as bad as previous Overkill challenges. You only need to get secondary weapon kills, not a kill with your primary and secondary in one life. But now, how about this Martyrdominated challenge? Triple kills with martyrdom grenades. Talk about a luck situation. You really can't control that, you just need to keep trying over time, and trying, of course, means Shipment. All you can do is run Martyrdom Sonic Boom every time you play Shipment, and hope. I mean, most people do that anyway. Any game mode works, although Kill Confirmed has got to be the most evil because that game mode directly incentivizes people to run over your dead body after they kill you. I hate Martyrdom and Kill Confirmed generally. On Shipment, I expect Martyrdom, but on other maps, it's so damn annoying. This was never an issue in the original game because Kill Confirmed wasn't around. Anyway, that is just something that will happen over a long time, so even though I was done with the Sonic Boom challenge and the Multi-frag kill challenge and the Martyrdom kills challenge ages ago, I will still be running that setup on Shipment for a long time until this challenge happens, although I've already been quite lucky earning 2 of them. And here's another great example, the Double Downed challenge here, getting a last stand kill on somebody else in last stand. That's actually a pretty rare thing, and at the same time, double tap kills, which I expected to be just as easy as stopping power, get kills while using it. But nope, you need to get kills onto last stand users. Everyone complains about last stand because it is kind of a lame gimmick, but I wish more people used it so I could get these challenges done. It seems like a pretty rare perk in actuality. So I recommend having one of your classes prepared with double tap and last stand at all times, and whenever I see someone with last stand in a game, I switch to that class and play out the rest of the game hunting down that last stand user. I don't know why you need 100 double tap kills onto last stand people, but only need 50 sleight of hand kills. That seems a bit out of balance to me, just like with the TDM wins. So that's a big one I recommend. Have that class ready to go in the background, otherwise it's going to take you a really long time to get that one done. And if you don't like double tap, then you're just going to be stuck with that perk for a really long time. That's why I like switching to it. I've had this strategy in mind for a long time now, and it is still taking ages to make progress, which is why it is definitely something I recommend thinking about early so you can plan ahead. This is definitely not one that will happen naturally. Yeah, I like some of these examples where I was trying to complete it. I often end up in some pretty funny situations trying to get a guy in last stand to put me into my last stand so I can get the kill that way. It must look like I'm being a cocky piece of crap taunting him, but I'm on a mission, damn it. By the way, is the extreme speed challenge broken for everyone? Maybe they fixed it, I didn't try it recently after the update, but when I was trying for it, I could not seem to make any progress. I ran for an entire domination game with an SMG and extreme conditioning, of course, and was apparently unable to hit the half-a-mile mark, although I have completed marathon, of course. Half a mile in one game does seem like quite a bit. Finally, in Valor, there are some of the tougher challenges like the big kill streaks. You gotta be kinda good for those ones, and clearly I am not good. But to be fair, I haven't spent much time with the really good guns yet, so with the right amount of M16 camping, maybe I can get those done. I think I'll be playing Ground War Domination personally because it's a long game with good traffic, so you can kinda camp it out. Stuff like regular TDM is too short to reliably build up a good streak. You don't want the game to be ending when you're at 24 kills. And the 9v9 of Ground War makes camping more possible, I think, because you're less likely to be killing the same people multiple times and making them want to hunt you down. Now, the big multi-kills are totally, obviously, a shipment thing again. Specifically, though, here's the guide to easy multi-kills. Calling in an airstrike on shipment, and while your airstrike is coming in, throw out as many grenades as you can in the area where you did not call in your airstrike, that sonic boom frag times 3, and just run around killing anyone else you can. Try to wipe the entire map as best you can when that airstrike comes in. That is the best repeatable way to get huge kill chains in this game. Or, I mean, you could just use frag times 3 all the time and forget about that lame airstrike part. Sonic boom frags are already pocket airstrikes, pretty much. I don't know if I need to point out any other mini tips here. I might include some of these in future guides. I do have several planned, but I can always take suggestions if I skipped over something you want to know more about. In Prestige here, of course, you unlock them as you go, and they seem more about the grind than about difficulty, like flashing a ton of people. You could do that on Shipment 2 in one game with Flash times 3, but you really don't need to put people through that. No need to rush this challenge. There's the whole strategy behind working on limiting factor challenges. I don't need to care about this one. I'm sure I'll flash a ton of people eventually. There are a whole lot of levels to earn in this game. And I suppose that is really the irony of this entire video. Isn't the ultimate limiting factor challenge right here? Level 1000? Won't you probably have everything else done by the time you get here? Well, I didn't think this one through. Time to delete this entire crap video, I guess. No, I guess the point was really to give a ton of tiny tips that didn't warrant individual guide videos like some of those perk challenges. To summarize everything, I would have a double tap last stand class ready to go, so if you see someone using last stand on the other team, try to take advantage of that. And every time you see shipment come up in the map rotation, everybody always votes for it, of course. Try to make the most of it. There are a ton of challenges that are just a lot easier on shipment than anywhere else. I suppose that'll about do it for this video. I feel like it wasn't as well organized as I'd like. I apologize for that. It was a bit of a messy video, just a lot of things I wanted to get out there. Future challenge guides for specific challenges should hopefully be easier to follow, but regardless, hopefully you got something out of this one. Good luck challenge hunting. I will catch you next time.